In your seats right now. Hey, you kids, step forward, please. Facing forward. Thank you. That's what I like. Oh. Oh. Everybody, hang on. Oh. Is everybody okay? Kids! Kids!
Number 3, airport terminal. Number 2, Number 4, restaurant. Church service.
Let us ask God
Number
to
5,
show us the way.
church service.
Teach us His paths. Guide us in His truth and teach us, for He is our God. Our hope is in God, always and forever. As we wrap up, I'd like to ask that we all stand for one last song.
Have you ever wondered when the rapture will actually happen? If you believe in the rapture, then this video is something you need to watch as soon as possible. This event, which marks the separation between those who will be taken to heaven and those who will face the tribulation, is one of the most discussed topics among Christians. And it's understandable, after all, the rapture can happen at any time, but what many people still don't know is when it will occur. Some believe it will be before the tribulation, while others think it will be after. But one thing is certain, time is running out. However, it is interesting to observe how this perspective shapes the daily lives of believers. Knowing that they could be taken at any time, many live with constant expectation. They prepare themselves spiritually because at any moment the heavenly trumpet could sound and Jesus could come and get them. Practices such as more intense prayers, fasting, and a life more dedicated to faith become frequent. It's as if they were in a race against time, always trying to be ready for the moment of the rapture. They firmly believe that before the tribulation begins, they will be safe in heaven. This pre-tribulation vision, while offering a sense of protection, can also raise questions. After all, why will some be spared suffering while others will have to face it? This question is one of the ones that provokes the most discussion within Christian circles. Many religious leaders who defend this view seek to reassure their faithful, pointing out that this is a manifestation of God's love, freeing their church from imminent suffering. And who could dispute the Creator's power to save His own before evil takes over the earth? And of course, this idea of being spared also influences the decisions that believers make. If they know they will not be present during the tribulation, they may even adopt a more carefree stance towards certain world events. For these believers, wars, natural disasters, and political crises are just signs that indicate the rapture is approaching. They watch everything with a hopeful look, awaiting the moment when they will be called to meet Christ in heaven. It is an expectation filled with faith, but also with a certain distance from the reality that many believe is about to change drastically. All of this leads us to wonder, what would life be like if this pre-tribulation view were the only truth? Would you be ready to be swept away before chaos ensues? Or are there still doubts that deserve to be clarified about this perspective? These questions guide us to deeper reflection on what is to come. Now, entering the mid-tribulation view, we have a slightly more challenging scenario for Christians. According to this perspective, the faithful will have to face the first 3.5 years of the tribulation before being raptured. This initial period will be marked by increasing oppression, but it will not yet be the height of chaos. Many who believe this view rely on passages such as Matthew 24 and Revelation 11, which mention the two witnesses who will appear during the tribulation. This intermediate period for them will be a test of faith. Those who follow this view believe that Christians will be refined during this first half of the tribulation. It will be a time of trial, where faith will be tested like never before. But at the end of this period, they believe they will be taken to heaven before the worst happens. It is a vision that mixes both hope and resistance, as believers must be prepared to endure significant adversity before being raptured. Many who believe in the mid-tribulation view live with a kind of duality. They know they will suffer, but they also have the promise that this suffering will come to an end. This perspective provokes a different preparation. Those who believe in this view tend to prepare themselves both spiritually and physically for what is to come. As they seek to strengthen their faith, they also think about how to survive during the early years of the tribulation. Some even stock up on food and supplies, believing that they will live through difficult times before being snatched away. It is an almost strategic preparation, which requires planning for now and an unshakable faith for the future. Just like in the financial market, where investors make plans for different scenarios, believers in this vision also make their preparations. It is worth noting that this mid-tribulation perspective places great emphasis on what they call the halfway point. During this period, many signs will be visible, such as the emergence of the two witnesses and a series of cataclysmic events that will begin to intensify. It's as if we were watching a TV series, in which the first episodes already show signs of what's to come, but the big climax is still far away. And when the halfway point arrives, they hope to be taken to heaven, spared the worst. But is this vision really the one that will prevail? These believers also wonder, if the rapture will occur midway through the tribulation, how will we know the exact timing? Will the signs be so clear that there will be no doubts? Or are there still uncertainties that need to be resolved before we can say with certainty when we will be taken? These questions lead us to reflect on the preparation and expectations of those who believe in the mid-tribulation vision. Now we come to the post-tribulation view, which directly challenges the other perspectives. Those who believe in this view argue that the rapture will only happen at the end of the tribulation, after 7 years of intense suffering and challenges. In this scenario, Christians will go through the entire tribulation and face the same adversities as the rest of the world. For them, the rapture will come at the final climax, when Jesus returns to establish his kingdom and deliver the faithful from imminent destruction. They see this passage through tribulations as an opportunity to testify to their faith. Have you ever noticed how many signs are around us? The world seems to be mired in crises, catastrophes, and a general sense of instability. All of this has led many to question, are we living in the end times? That's exactly what we talk about in this video. If you, like many others, have been watching current events with apprehension and curiosity, then this is your opportunity to understand what is coming. This video brings to light the most heated discussions about the rapture and how we should prepare for it. Believers in this vision prepare to resist and persevere in the midst of chaos. They believe that faith will be tested to the extreme during this period, and that only at the end, when all the prophetic signs are fulfilled, will Jesus take them to heaven. Unlike other visions, this one requires intense resilience, as it involves living under the oppression of the Antichrist, seeing mass destruction, and still maintaining unshakable faith. For many, this is the most challenging vision, but also the one that most reinforces the importance of fidelity to the end, without expecting an escape before the worst events. The post-tribulation view places emphasis on the concept of martyrdom and suffering as part of the divine plan. In several passages of Scripture, there are mentions of Christians being persecuted, killed, and tested during times of great tribulation. For followers of this perspective, these accounts are clear indicators that Christians will not be spared from dark times, but rather will need to face them head-on. This vision promotes both spiritual and mental preparation, as believers know that they will experience times of intense persecution and crisis before finally being raptured. For those who believe in this vision, the lessons of resistance and perseverance are directly applied to everyday life. Facing financial difficulties, family problems, or even political crises are seen as small trials compared to what will come during the tribulation. This perspective teaches believers to develop an overcoming mentality, where each difficulty faced now prepares them for the great challenge to come. They believe that just as a tree must weather strong winds to strengthen its roots, Christians must weather the storms of life and ultimately the tribulation to be worthy of their heavenly calling. The big question this vision raises is, are you prepared to resist until the end? Many may wonder if they have the strength to endure so much suffering before finally being raptured. The idea of facing the Antichrist and all the global chaos may seem scary, but for those who believe in this vision, this is the path to true victory. Are we really ready to face this period of trial? In my opinion, the rapture will happen before the tribulation. I firmly believe that Christians will be raptured before the Antichrist begins his reign and that they will not experience the horrors of this 7-year period. For me, this view makes more sense with what the Bible teaches us about God's love and protection for his believers. There are many passages that lead me to believe this, such as the promises made to the Church of Philadelphia, where Jesus makes it clear that he will deliver the faithful from the hour of trial that will come upon the world. I understand that there are other views, but I believe that God, in his mercy, will spare us from the tribulation. He promised us this in several biblical passages, and it makes no sense that the faithful have to face the same suffering that will be destined for the wicked. I believe that when the Antichrist takes control, those who truly follow Christ will have already been raptured and will be safe. This brings great peace to my heart and reinforces the idea that we must always be prepared, as this event can happen at any time. Although some hold to the mid- or post-tribulation view, I really do not see sufficient basis in Scripture to support these interpretations. Yes, there are passages that may suggest otherwise, but in the broader context of the Bible, I believe the pre-tribulation view best reflects God's plan. For me, living with this expectation of the rapture is fundamental. I try to live in a way that is always ready for that moment. There is no room for leaving spiritual life aside or living unpreparedly, as the rapture can happen at any moment. This expectation actually changes everything. I see the world in a different way, knowing that the rapture can occur at any moment. This motivates me to always be in communion with God, keeping my faith firm, living in accordance with his teachings. The rapture is not just a distant concept to me, but a reality I hope to experience. It is a calling to live with purpose, knowing that God has promised us deliverance, and it is this promise that gives me hope for the future. Now that you have a deeper understanding of the rapture, the question is, are you ready to apply this knowledge to your life? The rapture is not just a future event. It is something that should shape how we live each day. The way you prepare yourself spiritually for this moment defines the course of your eternity. Think about it. If the rapture happened right now, would you be ready? How is your relationship with God? Have you been living according to his teachings, prepared to be snatched away at any moment? This is the time to reflect and make the necessary changes. Don't leave until tomorrow what can transform your life today. If you still feel like there are areas in your life that need adjusting, start now. Strengthen your faith. Seek to be in communion with God and prepare your heart for what is to come. We don't know the day or the hour, but we know that we need to be ready. I know that sometimes these topics may seem distant or difficult to understand, but the truth is that they touch directly on the lives of each of us. What would it be like if the rapture happened now, right now? Would you be prepared? This video will help you reflect on these questions in a clear and engaging way. It doesn't matter if you've heard about the rapture countless times, or if you're hearing about it for the first time. The content here could change the way you see the world around you. Furthermore, I invite you to continue learning about the rapture and other topics related to the end times. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you can receive more teachings and always be prepared. The spiritual journey is continuous, and the more you learn, the more prepared you will be to face the challenges of the future. After all, the rapture is closer than we imagine, and now is the time to act. If you believe in the rapture and want to be prepared for the times to come, this is the time to act. Don't leave for later the decision that could change the course of your life. Subscribe to the channel right now and activate the notifications so you don't miss any essential content about the end times and the tribulation. Be among those who will be raptured and ensure you and your family are spiritually ready. Share this video with those you love so everyone can understand the urgency of this moment. Let's prepare together for what's to come. Don't forget to download our book, The Secret Behind Biblical Prophecies. There are already more than 500,000 copies sold, and we are at the last units, so don't waste time and enjoy. I guarantee that you will acquire a lot of knowledge after reading this sensational book, written with great care and love for all the subscribers of our channel, completely based on the Holy Bible. The link is in the first pinned comment. So if you believe in the rapture, don't waste time. Watch the video right now and prepare for a deeper understanding of one of the most important events in human history. The information you will find here may be what you need to be spiritually ready for what is to come. After all, the rapture is not a question of if, but of when. And the when may be closer than we imagine. The rapture is a topic that generates a lot of debate in Christian circles, especially when discussing the exact moment in which it will occur. And it's no surprise, since we are talking about a crucial event, where it is believed that Jesus Christ will come to seek out his church. Some people believe that this will happen before the tribulation, others during it, and there are still those who claim that it will be at the end of this period. Imagine the impact of this divergence on the lives of those who are waiting for this moment. After all, being prepared for the rapture involves a series of practical and spiritual decisions. Many are restless, trying to understand when exactly this will happen. These different views on the rapture, in fact, completely change the way some live their faith. For example, those who believe that the rapture will happen before the tribulation tend to live with constant expectation. They believe that they will not need to face the dark period ruled by the Antichrist, and, therefore, are always attentive to signs that may indicate the proximity of this event. It is as if they were in a state of alert, waiting at any moment to be taken to meet Christ. And of course, this impacts how they view current events, from wars to climate phenomena. There are those who prefer to delve into the scriptures in search of clearer answers, while others let themselves be guided by what they hear from religious leaders. It is interesting to note that this topic also generates a lot of speculation and anxiety because, unlike other biblical promises, the rapture does not have a defined deadline. It's a real mystery, and that mystery seems to be part of what keeps many Christians so engaged with the topic. In everyday conversations, it is common to hear people mention that the times are coming, or that the signs of the end are more evident. This debate is even more intriguing when we realize that, in some Christian circles, there is a real urgency to understand what comes next. It's almost as if the person is preparing a suitcase for a trip with no set date. Uncertainty can generate both anxiety and hope. In fact, many believe that regardless of when the rapture occurs, preparation must be constant. After all, no one wants to be caught by surprise at a crucial moment. The pre-tribulation view holds that Christians will be spared the tribulation, being raptured before the beginning of this period of great suffering. It is a perspective that brings relief to many, as they believe they will not have to face the chaos that will come. Those who defend this view rely on several biblical passages, such as the promises made to the Church of Philadelphia, in which Jesus promises to free the faithful from the hour of trial that will come upon the entire world. For those who believe in this vision, this promise is a true balm.